Hello, welcome back to Actual Play Five Fires. I'm out of frame. Let's fix that. We just made Water City, and as Mendez said, the show is now Water City Flows, and we're gonna make our crew. So Quinn, tell us how we go about doing that.
Cool. We will make our crew. Can I share it out here? Hold on. Let me make sure I didn't do that thing where I put all of the stuff in a my no. Okay, so this should be visible here. So show.
Got it? I'm seeing it.
Okay. All right. Awesome. And um, so yeah, we're gonna start sort of. We're gonna go in a roundabout sort of fashion here. I will be not part of this one because it's all about you all. So, but I'll just go around and ask a question. Every time I ask a question, we'll answer it like down the line for everyone, and then we'll go to the next one. So it's sort of like a group round robin here. So first thing we'll start is what do people call you? What's your name? And do you have like a stage name that people know you by, or or a MC name or a graffiti tag? And we'll start with Sean, and we'll just do that first order.
Sure. My character's name is Candela McCarthy. Um, I want any shortening of her name that does not look anything like Candy. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, I hate that. I think it's just Della. I think when
Yeah.
they shorten her name, it's shortened to Della. And when people call her Candy, uh, let's just not. Let's not do that. Um,
Yeah.
Okay.
Do
yeah.
you like being called Candles, though?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, that's what it's from, right? That's what it means.
Yeah.
So that's okay. But yeah, I think she goes by Candela or just Della.
Okay. Awesome. Mendes.
I am Victoria Ocean. My MC name is Transform or Trans for short.
Okay. Nice. Dan.
Miranda Mira Alvarado. She likes to be called Mira by the Muggles of her friends, but she's also known as Database. But it's not bass as in BASE. It's bass as in the bass music.
Nice.
So.
Nice. Nice. I like that. I like that. Cool.
That's what's up.
Next one is neighborhood, and this one has a thing for the in on your character sheet. That should be the first one in there. The neighborhood. You can
Mhm.
put it in there. Which neighborhood do you live in? Mendes.
Uh, where's Chinatown?
Oh, like which of the me? Like where is it in the here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I feel like it's.
I was thinking the
I feel like it's in Old
roads.
Town,
Yeah.
Old
maybe.
Town. Okay. Interesting. I like that. Yeah. All right. I'm from Old Town.
Cool.
I think like
Uh,
there's a bunch of old back before the city um back before we didn't know which ethnicity was going to win patriarchy. Uh, I think in no, you know what? There was an attempt. There was an attempt. There was an like back during the whole like model minority thing. There was an attempt to like recruit only because like the United States tried to like recruit only like rich and well educated Asians to come to the United States to like force a model minority. And I think like a lot of the people in the city like circumvented a bunch of those efforts to create um like more breadth and more like normal representation across like different social classes. Um and uh that's the source of some of like the new Chinatown. Um Like they thought they were gonna like try to create this like basically like manufactured neighborhood that they could like dragoon into white supremacy, and it didn't really work out that way. Um, and yeah, so um, I live within that Chinatown.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Diana.
I
Miranda.
think Ghost Gardens for sure.
Ghost Gardens. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And do you want to say anything more about that, or you just leave it for right now?
It's definitely like a place that her and her immediate family have always been in. Like
Okay.
they've like 2 generations max maybe. Um, but yeah, they still kind of feel a little out of place there.
Okay. Candela. Or
Um,
Sean.
yeah, no, that's cool. Candela is mixed family. She's a Mexican Irish family, and I think this might be a little cliche, but I'm okay going on the nose, going obvious. I think she's from New Milan. I think her dad worked in that failing shipping industry, or maybe still does, the scraps of it. And yeah, so I think New Milan, and I think I think the like in the part that is she's like a decent like bus ride away from the Fairmont. Like she's not in the like shopping district area. We haven't really talked about residential things, but I think yeah, I think there's like a large residential area that's around sort of the industry. And it's kind of gotten pushed out further and further, and she's sort of on the outskirts there.
Okay, nice. Cool. So now we're going to go into main approach. So like when problems come up, like what's your character's like best approach here? So our options are all in. You sort of kind of work best when you're making big wagers, sort of going full force, and sort of you win big or lose big. Cautious. You're going sort of for incremental advantages. You're not risking a lot, but you're not necessarily getting a lot. Or hustle, where you like sort of using sort of trickery and subtlety to get out of the problem. You're looking for sort of things you can exploit and trick and be clever in. But can wreck your rep if you get sort of found out, sort of being tricky and things like that. And the last one is analyze. You sort of kind of almost don't move, right? Like it looks almost like inaction as you're sort of taking in all the variables. And then at the last minute coming up with some like crazy plan or like device or scheme. The problem with that being sometimes you're just still thinking and the time passes you by.
Yeah.
So
these are good approaches, Gwen. I dig these I dig these a lot.
thanks. And what we're starting, Diana, what's your main approach?
I'm kind of debating between like all in or hustle. Like
well,
You
and I will say you'll get a plan B approach too. So you can pick sort of what your main one is, and you'll get like a secondary one too.
okay, then I'll go with hustle first.
Okay, so now on the sheets there, the way that's represented right now will be that one. If you put 2, change the 0 to a 2 for your main approach. Okay. 1, and basically it represents like when we're rolling, you'll get like 2 dice whenever you're using your main approach. And your main approach might not be the best approach, and then there'll be some issues with that, but you'll at least get that benefit of doing that. And then Sean, what's your main approach?
I'm sure that we're gonna have at least some overlap anyway, so I don't know if it's possible. But but Diana, I was thinking all in. Will that mess with your will that steal any thunder from you?
No, because it's like the whole like, hey, if I can't, charisma my way to this, and I'm just gonna punch him. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, well, I tried.
yeah. Um,
Which I think is a different approach than what you're gonna do as an all-in.
yeah, I feel like Della is just like is just kind of been taught like really young, like you just got to give it your all, and like I just feel like she's gotten her ass kicked a bunch. Like I don't think All In has always served her the best, but it's what she knows. And yeah, yeah. So I think
Okay.
we'll see. So I'm gonna mark her
Yeah,
All
put
In
two
as
and
two.
all in. And Linda, what's
Hmm. All right. Oh, so what's the difference between cautious and analyze as you see it?
cautious? You're
Cautious
sort
is
of
like
making moves,
defensive, covering bases, and
right? And then like if we're gonna use sort of fighting terms, like kind of uh cautious would be kind of like a Philly shell, kind of like covered up, getting up there. You're still fighting, but you're poking out of it. And analyze would be a rope a dope, right? Like you're getting like
interesting.
we're getting kind of like you have this big scheme and you're getting like knocked all around there, and then all of a sudden your big plan comes to fruition, and then boom, the person's going down in like a
Interesting.
couple shots. And sorry if
Interesting.
anybody doesn't get the boxing metaphor. I'll try and use a better one. But hopefully that's clear.
So you explained the metaphor enough that I was able to follow along.
Okay,
So I was
all right,
like, cool, even if I don't know the reference.
Interesting. All right, I'm gonna say I think it's cautious, but as I might think through this and switch it around. But yeah.
Okay, it's cautious. So okay, put two in that one, and then so now second approach. We'll circle back to Sean. So what's your secondary approach?
I think it should be
Like,
Diana.
huh?
I
Should,
think
should we?
I think our
Did I
order.
start?
Diana's first.
Diana's first.
Yeah, you start with me first.
Diana's after me.
Okay. So yeah. So Dan.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, it's definitely going all in. It's it's kind of like the fight or flight mode, like if like hustling and trickery and doing like like a lot of word talk doesn't seem to work. It's like, all right, then just like whatever I need to do to get it done finally.
okay. Awesome. And then so when you're using your plan B approach, you get like just one die on it.
Okay.
But so yeah, and you can just write one for all in. And then Sean.
Yeah, I think mine is cautious, and I think it's kind of turtling. Like when when like going all out doesn't work. This is like licking her wounds and being like, okay, now I got hurt, I got exposed, I got put down or whatnot. Now I'm gonna go back to something more conservative and try the cautious approach.
Awesome. And Mendes.
I think my second approach is hustle.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm defensive.
Oh, you want mute? You got muted.
Oh, sorry. Am I back in?
Yeah, you're back now.
Yeah, you're back in.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so yeah, definitely cautious, but that comes from having practiced and practiced and practiced to build up those defenses. So yeah, so cautious first and hustle second.
Okay, awesome.
So that's a 2 in cautious and a 1 in hustle.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Cool. Awesome. So now we're going to go to what you're known for. So we'll trying to just sort of start with a different person first here. So we'll go to, I think, around to Sean now. So what are you best known for? You can sort of come up with like a short phrase, describe sort of something people know or like best about you. Some examples here, kind of like the weirdest DJ in Southside, Lawyer to a Fault, Ear for Beats, Visionary, great stage presence, Mathwez. You can sort of think of them almost kind of like in a sort of aspecty kind
Yeah,
of way.
yeah. What's your what's your high concept or
Right. Yeah.
your reputation aspect?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, um I think I kind of like weird beats. I kind of like things that people there's a little like not everybody has an ear for. So I think I'm gonna say yeah, I think I'm gonna say the strangest beats in and I think I don't I mean she's from New Milan, but I think I'm gonna say the strangest beats in Ghost Garden.
Okay. Nice. Mendez, what about?
Okay, so this character, we said we weren't going to do the Wu Tang setting was a different thing, but my character internally thinks that we're in the Wu Tang setting, and
That's fine.
yeah. So she's developed a style of rapping that that fuses it with like Taoist concepts and martial arts.
Nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So what phrase sort of encapsulates that?
Liquid sword stylist.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Right, and then you can
Liquid
just write
sword
that down in the
stylist.
known.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, just write that down in known for. And I apologize in the sort of attributes thing that they're not the best text areas, but
It's all right.
I'll work on that.
Yeah.
And Diana, what are you known for?
Hmm. I think like okay, who here has seen Pitch Perfect? At least the first one.
I have not.
I have.
So the main character's main ability is to like cross genre music.
Okay.
Because she's a DJ mixer by heart, and then she's like coerced to go and sing because she can sing well. But her whole
Mhm.
thing was like mixing like Bulletproof with I forget what song like, but like two because she could just match the beats like really well with like two different genre
Mhm.
types of songs. So I think Database is like that. So I kind of just want like she's Pitch Perfect, even though it's not necessarily the actual meaning of Pitch Perfect, but everyone just references like the movie
Yeah, because
thing.
that's what they know it
Okay.
from. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I was gonna ask
Nice.
if she was a mixologist, but that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So now this one is going to go everybody at once, and it's like, uh, apologies in advance, audience. This is like a weird one that like no one gets to see. This is a secret, and so this is uh, basically what's a secret um, that like very few people know that you don't want getting out, that your character is keeping. And then there's like the secret spot on there. Just write it down for now, and just let me know when you're done. Here would be perfect to have Jeopardy music.
Yes.
I mean, you could sing for us since you don't have to do anything at the moment.
Well, see,
Right,
see,
right.
see, I technically already have some because when I say Jeopardy song, it's all played in your minds now.
Right, right.
That is true.
I mind sing.
I mean, this
That's what I do.
how we don't get that break Twitch's TOC, right? Is we don't actually
Right.
we just
We could play T-Pain's music because apparently T-Pain's allowing like all of his songs to be played on Twitch.
Really?
Like,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
he
down.
came out with a statement I think earlier today.
Nice. he's trying to turn it to T-Pain TV.
Yeah, he's
I
also
like
running a contest of whoever gets the most votes. He'll do an intro for their stream.
Oh,
just
dang.
Wow,
saying.
he's just pulling all this stuff. Shameless.
yeah.
I love it. I
I
love
mean,
it. Though.
it's quarantine times, man. You gotta do what you can. Why not?
Did
Mhm.
y'all see his Leroy Smith cosplay?
No.
No.
He
I don't.
cosplayed as Leroy Smith, the most broken and hated character in Tekken.
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
He's also an awesome,
Do,
like his character design is amazing, but he's
do
basically
we
like
have
a grown up.
secrets?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Still thinking
keep
my
going.
secrets. Sorry.
Oh yeah, right, secrets. Um,
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt that. I was just there's like that delay, so I'm like,
Sorry, I'm doing like a lot of masks jamming now, so it kind of reminds me of like the moment of truth thing that you
Yeah.
can do in masks. I think that's pretty cool.
Mhm.
I love secrets, like in RPGs, whether it's
I
meta
just
secrets or like yeah, not even the GM knows what's going on. You know,
I just unlocked my moment of truth today.
nice.
mhm.
I'm excited. I'm sitting on it. I'm waiting for homecoming.
hmm
um, so when we have secrets, do we have all secrets, everyone, or
Mine's in,
you
yeah.
still? Okay. Sean, you good or
Yeah, I haven't
are we
written it
still
down
okay?
because it would inherently be on stream. But yes, I've written it down on a
Oh
piece of
yeah,
paper.
yeah, that's right. Phew, I totally forgot that. Okay, so now, best friends. So we're gonna go around and you tell me who you're tight with, and if you're tight with that, like basically, you have two options when you pick a sort of best friend here. Um, you can show them your secret, um, or not. But if you it's not like your friends, but it's not you since you're not letting them in, you're not as tight as you think you are, maybe with them. But if you do show them, then you are. But then they also have a power. We'll get into it later, but they can actually reveal your secret to like help get through a problem when they're helping you, kind of stuff like, hey, just share that thing, right? So there's a risk,
Hmm.
but then also you get when they help you or when you step in for each other, you get extra bonus dice for it because you're so close. Um, so we'll start with Mendez. Who are you tightest with in this crew?
I think I'm tightest with. All right, I'm from Old Town. Actually, let me ask a quick question. How old are your characters?
I was definitely thinking early teen, like
Early teens.
like just depending on. I mean, I don't want to fit. I don't want to like totally not fit, but I'm thinking like 14, 15, or maybe mid-teens, like 14, 15,
Mhm.
16, something like that.
Yeah. What about you, Mira?
Um, 19.
19. Okay. Um.
If it
19, but she
makes
claims to be like 23. Like her ID says
nice,
23, but she's really
Oh,
19.
okay.
yeah.
I think.
If it makes
I
sense
think
for us all to be the same age, I'm happy to be close.
I was thinking like 17.
Okay,
So I think I'm tight with Della. Like we go to school together.
okay,
Okay.
sounds good.
And do you want to show Bella your secret, or is it not quite like that?
Yeah, sure. I'll send that to Sean.
Cool. And
Just make sure you hide the chat window, unless
I sent it
from
in Zoom chat.
Cool, I got it.
oh yeah, that works too.
um, and Diana, who you tight with?
Also, thank you, Raiders. I see
Yeah,
Utopia.
Yeah.
Raiders.
Thanks, Utopia.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Um, yeah, I feel like it would be Victoria since she is a little older.
Mm-hmm.
everything.
Mhm.
Like it's up to Victoria if they're friends with my cousin who goes to the same school and is in the same similar classes, and I'm the one that has to pick them
Oh
up all
yeah,
the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just
yeah, that sounds
like,
good.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Sharon Secret.
Um, yeah, I feel like it came out because of my cousin and not because of me
Okay,
telling them, kind of thing.
got it.
So
Okay.
yeah, I'll explain
Nice.
that in a
Mhm.
second.
Awesome. And Sean.
So, like, I think, uh, for the synergy, and making sure everybody has like best friend, equal number of connections and things like that, it would make sense for Mira to be my best friend, but I'm not sure what the connection would be there since our age difference is
Yeah.
the
It,
biggest.
yeah, it doesn't need to be like it. We don't need to like there can be sort of pockets or stuff like that, whatever makes
You
sense.
could
Okay.
be literal
Uh,
family also.
Well, yeah, I mean, we could definitely be related. Like, I don't think,
mhm.
but yeah, like we could be cousins. I could be the cousin that spilled it if I end up knowing your
Mhm.
secret. Um, yeah, I think family, like on my mom's side, makes total sense. Like we're cousins, and I think I like spent a lot of time at your place especially when you were younger. Does that sound cool to you, Dana?
Yeah, I don't think though you're the same cousin that knows that
Yeah, yeah,
my secret.
Different
yeah,
cousin.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
because
yeah, like you're a little bit
because
more
yeah,
because you're younger. They're like, oh, they shouldn't know this.
right, right,
Mhm.
right, right, yeah. No, that totally
But
makes
yeah,
sense. Because
totally.
otherwise, also like that's the point of the secret is like I shouldn't know it because yeah. Cool. So and I think I will let you know my secret, which I think you know just because of it's related to my family. Or- and yeah, so I think I've got a fair amount of idol worship for Mira. Like I think she's pretty
Mhm.
freaking cool and can't do any
Mhm.
wrong. And I think there's a lot of ways in which I try to mimic her, try to be like her. If that's cool with you, if you if
Oh
you're
yeah,
if
totally.
you're down with it.
Awesome.
And I think like when she was younger, she was really annoyed by it. Like, and
Oh
so I
yeah.
was like no, this is good. I gotta practice when I have a crew and followers, like to have like these stands. So might as well
Mhm.
practice with my cousin.
Yeah. Sweet.
Mhm. Awesome. Cool. So then the next thing are priorities. Um, so, which of these three things is most important to your character? I think I'm starting with. Who did I start with?
I
Last.
started with Mendez last time, so
Okay, so Diana. Um, uh, are you more concerned about wealth, your rep, or your community?
Can this change over like the course
Yeah, this is
of the
not. This is
session?
not bound. This is not bound to the thing. This is just starts. So
Just
so
starting.
so yeah, like you make I'll just sort of explain this part is like when you're making dice pools, some of the way you get bigger dice pools is you spend um, dice from wealth, rep, or conscious in there, but those are like ephemeral dice. So like when you
Hmm.
use them, they go. So these are like actual sort of currency. It determines what currency you start with, but it's
Okay,
not like a character binding decision.
yeah, because I like the idea that like narratively at least
Mhm.
that at the moment she starts like more concerned about her reputation than anything else,
Mhm. Yeah,
and
and
maybe seeing that
literally, yeah,
change
and
over time.
literally, over the course of the campaign, depending on which dice you get and dice pools, and that will affect kind of like the sort of ending montage scene and sort of what kind of things you get to trade. So if you want to say like go on a journey from like caring about money to community, right? If you build up a bunch of community dice, it will like actually like affect your character's ending, or vice versa, or whatever. So I just point that out at the beginning.
Yeah, so I think right now it's rep for sure.
Okay, perfect. So you start with 3 rep, and so 3 rep dice. And you can't have more than 8 of any of these. Cool. Sean, wealth rep or community?
I think I think Della cares about community. I think she's tight with her family, but she's also like very tight with her found friends, or found family as well. And yeah. So I'm gonna take 3 conscious dice.
Yeah, awesome. Mendes.
I'll definitely care about rep. I've been or wealth, sorry. To round it out, I've been doing the SoundCloud rapper hustle,
Okay.
linking everybody to my SoundCloud. My when the tweet links to my SoundCloud, it actually links to my SoundCloud. Who does that?
Now it's fan cams. Like when your tweet gets, not even your tweet that gets popular, you just respond to a popular tweet with your fan cam. I don't get it, but that's what goes on.
That's weird. So now, rumors. So we'll start with Sean, and then you'll do this for Mendez. Mendez, you do it for Diana. Diana, you'll do it for Sean. You basically like tell a rumor that you heard about the character. So Sean, you'll tell a rumor you heard about Victoria.
Yeah, I heard a rumor. So I go to school at Victoria, and she was absent for a day. Like conspicuously, like it was like a Wednesday, so it wasn't, like a long weekend. And the rumor, and Mendez, please feel free to X this or
Mhm.
whatnot, but the rumor was that she the day before, like that Tuesday, she got in a big fight and kicked some dude's ass, and and she was suspended that day, and like we didn't see him, like he left the school, he went to a different school after that.
Oh, I like that.
So like he's gone, and she was gone for a day, and when she came back the day later, the rumor went around that like something had happened after school, and she whooped his ass and got suspended for it.
I like it.
Cool.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
All right. What rumor did Victoria hear about Mira?
About Mira. Let's see. So what's do you have any guidance for like what the rumor should be like? Like is it supposed to
I mean,
be
the rumor
scandalous?
I mean, it can be anything. This is you basically, and it doesn't have to be true. Like we can get in kind of the truth of the thing, but like it can just sort of trail off, and it's just a way to sort of color the start, and sort of influence the other character. But
Okay.
it's not hard and it's not binding, right? Like you can't just
Okay.
be like, I heard this rumor and it's true. You just know what you heard.
The rumor is you actually have a record deal.
I won't deny that.
Okay.
Sure.
With someone terrifying, like Death Row Records kind of thing.
Oh damn. Yeah.
Yeah, like someone really really scary.
Nice.
Okay, I love it. Nice. So, what did Mira hear about Candela?
I think does Candela have any other like siblings
Oh yeah,
or anything?
yeah, sure. I think she's got like 3. I think she's the I want to say she's the baby, maybe. It's fun. But if
Oh,
it makes it more convenient for you for her to be middle or older, that's cool too.
oh no, I just wanted to see.
But yeah.
So it's like in my head, and I'm like, how do I form words? This actual idea. Um, so Candela is the reason that their older sister got booted out of their house.
Oh dang. Like I ratted on her, like I said something she did that
There's
was
multiple theories about it. Like that, one theory is that you planted something to get them like to leave.
oof, that's rough. Okay.
Ouch.
Yeah, I got my older sister kicked out of the house.
Ouch. Brutal. Okay. Cool. So now we're yeah, I should change the order of this. But right now we're gonna pick. Actually, I'm gonna change the order of this. Or no, we're gonna do this. We're gonna run with it. The so pick your fire, which is basically kind of like your class or your like art form. DJ, MC, break dancer, graffiti writer. It seems like people sort of already sort of have a thing where they're going here. But we'll start with Mendez. What's your fire?
MC. MC.
MC. Nice. Diana.
DJ.
Nice. And there can be overlap, right? It's not like there's not, I just should say that too. It's like we can be all DJs or we can be all MCs or graph writers. Overlap doesn't really, there's no class protection. Or
There's
there's
no niche protection. Yeah.
yeah, like all of the things sort of have their own standalone aspects. So, Sean, what's yours?
I DJ. Yeah.
Okay, cool, sweet. And last two things, our big problem and our small problem. So starting the game, and we can get more problems because this is life. But we're going to start with like one big problem, and the a big problem is something that is blocking the way of your life somehow. Like it is keeping you from like reaching your true potential. It is keeping you kind of like in a bad place. You can't grow or move on until you solve this problem. And a small problem is like pretty annoying, but it's just like an inconvenience, right? Like you definitely want to deal with it, but you'll live uncomfortably if you don't solve it. But with a big problem, it's hard to live. Big problem. I'll just give some examples of big problems, like you're 3 months behind on rent and sort of like, in dire straits. Your mother needs an expensive medical operation. You're trying to sort of desperately prove yourself to the graffiti crew in your art. It can be as mundane as sort of like you need to convince your parents that you're responsible enough for a car so you can go drive, on some trip with your friends. Like these are kind of growth moments. They can, they don't have to be they don't have to be dire either. And when I say you can't move on, it doesn't have to be on a grand scale of it. Like it can be like, especially since you're all teenagers, it can be at that heightened teenage level of importance. Right? Like, I'm gonna die if I like don't go to the ball, right? Like you're not actually gonna die, but like
it feels like you're gonna die.
It feels like you're gonna die, and that for the game is what's important.
Yep.
Right? It's a big problem because to you it is a big problem. Everything's scaled to character, right? I should say.
Yeah.
And then after this, we're also going to have a small problem.
Right. Yeah. We'll do the big problems, and then we'll do the small problems. So I think we're starting with Diana. Do you have a big problem?
Yeah. Infiltrate the stadium to perform and impress the records people.
Boom. There's a rumor you have a deal, and like the big problem is like you actually want to
You got to come through.
fill that rumor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I love it. Boom, perfect. Sean.
I think for Della, it's something really small. I liked, I mean, I'm asking sort of for suggestions or ideas. I really like the idea of like get being able to get my driver's license. But I don't know if the city is a place where like driving is something you need. But I feel like Della is kind of like on the outskirts, so for her to not have a car really sucks, and it just makes everything super slow. Um, so I think it's like convince her mom to let her take the, or no, let's do dad. Convince her dad to let her take the 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 DMV, like the driver's training test, like the DMV test. Like she's done the training, but he won't let her like get her license. Or just get her license in general. Like I think that like
Okay,
our
so
families.
convince her dad to like let her drive the.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. That's
Does that sound good? Does that fit? And I think for her at
yeah, that's
16, like she's the youngest age she could drive at legally,
mhm.
and there's a lot of pushback in
Did
the family.
anyone see
Yeah,
the 80s
that's
movies License to Drive
Oh
where it
yeah,
was Corey Haim and
yeah.
Heather
yeah,
Graham? Like
Oh
I'm
my
just
god,
thinking like that's your big goal is just to like
yeah.
you just want to drive.
I just
That's perfect. Oh,
yeah,
sorry, what were you gonna say?
and I feel like unless other folks feel committed to like having a car, I also feel like having a car like has this sort of cachet of like I could take people to concerts, we could go other places
Right,
like
right,
that.
right.
Like there's
hmm
so much that could happen. My life could be
Right.
like
It's
I could be
it
a whole
opens up
person. Yeah.
it opens up possibility. That's perfect. And then I will say too, we don't even have to get into sort of what the journey looks like because the when we start playing there will be a process for determining kind of what steps will look like so we can define each part of the journey.
Yeah.
So cool. Mendez, what's your big problem?
I want to defeat the school bully.
Nice.
I think there's
Ooh.
a bully who uh, gave Mira a hard time when you were at this school. Like you graduated now, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So gave you a hard time, is giving me a hard time, has like basically purposefully gotten themselves held back so that they can continue to. So even after I graduate, we'll continue to terrorize Della.
Wow, like
Yeah.
a professional gatekeeper and like
Basically,
bully.
yeah. And like
Yeah.
has all kinds of like a little gang of violent hangers on.
I
So
Okay.
the kid that left the school's name's Orion, and I think Orion is one of his like cronies, one of his flunkies. So the fact that like one of his flunkies has left the school allegedly because you kicked his ass, I think it makes this bully like have it out for you even more. If that sounds whether or not that's really what happened.
can we name him something other than Orion? Because I'm gonna keep thinking of the Orion we know.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
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 That's cool.
What's up, Orion?
Hey Ryan,
Just
nothing personal.
yeah.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Um,
Another it could be another like constellation
Sirius.
name.
It could be Sirius.
Yeah.
Sirius.
Yeah, sure.
They were a
That's good.
bully in Harry Potter, so
All right.
yeah, there we go. Kicking Sirius's ass.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice. Love it. Okay. Um, and then small problems. So small problems are just kind of things that, man, it would be nice. Now, I'll say over the course of the thing, like big problems take more steps to progress. Um, but like the more big problems you can solve, again, sort of in the end, it affects sort of like the end game. Sort of if you solved one or more big problems, it lets you sort of have better kind of ending for your character. But you can also accumulate a few small problems, and that will also have a cool effect for your character too. So it's just a matter of kind of where you want to focus and prioritize. And we have you have limited turns to do those over the course of it. So I just want to just throw that out there in the buffer. But small problems, just some examples of those are like you need new spray cans, you want to replace a broken record player, you want to convince a love interest to go on a date, pass an algebra test, learn new breakdancing moves. This is like your B story when we start. And Sean.
I think I need new records. I think been mixing and I have like three Scratch to Hell, been played way too many times records and like I need to get like a new variety, but I have a really very strange eclectic taste, so it's not trivial to find something. Also, like not much in the way of monies, so yeah, it's get new records to mix.
Sounds perfect. Cool. Mendez, what's your small problem?
My small pro. Oh, I have a I have an exam coming up for my Taoist priest ordination.
That's very
Okay.
specific.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like a whole examination system. Um it's very old. It involves a lot of like I have to write the whole thing in Chinese, which means I actually need to like study characters and stuff.
Nice.
Mhm.
I can like I think Trans can speak Chinese okay, and her written Chinese is catching up.
Mhm. Awesome. Diana, what's your small problem?
I'm trying to get fired from Fine Living, but I'm just too good of a hostess. And I have my personal
Okay.
reasons of why I'm trying to get fired, but like,
Nice.
Okay. Awesome. Trying to get fired from Fine Living. That should be good. Okay. So, uh, and with that, we have our characters all loaded up. We have Water City ready to go, and our next session would be actually starting to play and starting to get into the problems and um, you know uh, making music and dealing with all of that stuff. Do we have any other sort of questions or things we want to sort of resolve on that?
No, I'm good. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited
Yeah,
too.
I'm super excited. I'm
we
really
don't get
excited.
a crew name.
Hmm?
We don't get a crew.
Um, no, I mean we can decide on one if you want to, but we could get. Do you want a crew name?
Oh, I was just curious.
I wanna see us in play
Okay,
first.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might be better to do that and sort of in play. So if it evolves up and seems like a natural thing, you could always do that. Like if it were like if you were like an MC crew, it might be like a natural to just hey we're the bombastic MCs or whatever
Yeah.
but some concepts doesn't really lend there, but maybe when we start we'll figure that out.
Cool.
Yeah. I think I'm not totally sure what ways I mean I know the ways the characters are connected, but yeah, I'm eager to see what they're like together in a moment in a scene and whatnot. So yeah, I think we'll come out of that. Well, this is rad. I'm very excited to play with you all when we start playing this cool crew. We'll be back next week to do that. So come back same time next Thursday, and no, not next Thursday. 2 weeks from now. Apologize. Next Thursday is Stars That Number. Um, and yeah, and we'll see what it's like in Water City. I'm Sean Nittner. I use he, him pronouns. You can find me on this channel often, streaming things. I am excited about starting up some new games. We got this one starting today. Sundo, Once We're Immortal, is going to be starting soon. We're going to run a one-shot of Bolt. And the other game that we're starting up is Apocalypse Keys. So lots of new things on the channel that I'm super excited about. How about you, Mendez?
Uh, I'm James Mendez Hodes. I use he, him pronouns. My Twitter handle is Lula Vampiro. Um, and stuff that's going on with me. I got a Patreon, patreon.com/MNDZ. The next article that's going to be coming out soon. I read a lot of articles talking about intersections of race and culture and religion and gaming. I think my next article is going to be about how to write marginalized villains.
Definitely
Nice.
want to hear about that one.
Yeah. What about you, Carmen? Diana?
Yeah, I go by Dynamoon online. I use she, her pronouns. I'm on Twitter as Dynamoon. Twitch, I'm hoping to get back into Twitch streaming personally at xDynamoonX, but you can find me Sundays on INDG, aka I Need Diverse Games, with the Reclaimers crew, where we're all marginalized players of color and of different representations, playing really fun games. Right now, we're doing the Spectaculars, which is a comic book superheroes type of game, which is really interesting. And I'm also a part of my Magpie's curated play program, so I do GMing for right now. It's just Masks and Urban Shadows. So check out for if you want to have some curated play. I do Urban Shadows. I do Supernatural San Francisco because I'm a native San Franciscan. I'm gonna
Nice.
use my town, and because the UB Forward was this morning, even though I could have announced this last UB Forward, but I'm just announced it this UB Forward. I was the Latinx cultural consultant for the new Far Cry game, so I'm really
Oh,
excited for
nice.
everything that they're showing off with it,
That's
and
awesome.
I think there's going to be a lot of things you wouldn't see in a Far Cry or even in that genre that's coming out for it that I'm very excited and hopeful for. So
Nice.
wanted
That's
to shout
awesome.
that out.
Nice.
Super cool.
And then you, Quinn, what have you been up to besides making this awesome game?
Geez. Often being a loudmouth on Twitter, talking about like weird game things that come to my head. On QH_Murphy. Um, I have been doing freelance of different sorts. Micro RPG anthology that's coming out in like November, which is going to be incredible. Also been doing a bunch of stuff for Paizo lately. Some stuff that will get announced at PAX, but I can't actually talk about now. It's kind of killing me.
That's a
Not
good
gonna
kind
lie.
of dying. It seems
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a small
It's
problem rather than a big
yeah,
problem, Quinn.
it's a good death, but a death nonetheless.
Yeah.
And yeah, and I got a bunch of other cool freestyling. Wow, freelancing things coming down the pipe, and working on some working on Five Fires, and bringing a couple of sort of other games to sort of online playing forms.
Sweet. All right, friends. We'll see you all in a bit. Thanks again for hanging out. Take care.
Thank